Have you ever walked out of a doctor's appointment thinking, wait, I forgot to ask, or that did not go as I had hoped? You are not alone, but with a few small changes, those appointments can become powerful opportunities for advocacy and connection. Hi, and welcome to Radiant Moments, a J&B podcast. I'm Michelle, your host, and I'm so glad you're here today. Let's begin by taking a moment for yourself. I want you to gently roll your shoulders back. Relax your jaw and take a deep breath in. Hold it for a beat and exhale. Let the tension leave your body. This is your space, your pause. Today's episode is one that every caregiver needs because, let's be honest, preparing for medical appointments can feel like you're prepping for battle. Whether it's the stress of remembering all the symptoms, juggling all of the paperwork, or trying to ask the right questions in your 10-minute window, it's a lot. Here's the truth. With just a bit of preparation, these moments can shift from stressful to strategic. And that's what we're diving into today. How to make the most of those precious minutes with healthcare professionals. Last time we explored how to break down confusing medical terminology. If you missed it, go back and check out episode 32. It'll make today's tips even more powerful. And don't miss our next episode where we'll dive into technology tools and telehealth because the digital world has a lot to offer caregivers. As always, if you're looking for extra support, check out the resources in the show notes below. Download our free gratitude journal or come and join our waitlist for J&B Oasis membership and community. We have so much for you. Alright, so let's get into this. Doctor's appointments are short. The average one lasts just 10 to 20 minutes. And in that time, you're expected to explain what's going on, understand their feedback, ask your questions, and somehow make a plan. No wonder we leave feeling frazzled or forgetful. But preparation isn't just helpful, it's empowering. It helps you advocate more clearly. It helps doctors understand your concerns faster, and it builds confidence because you're no longer reacting, you're leading. A caregiver in our community once told me she used to dread every appointment. She'd walk in with good intentions and walk out with questions. Then she started bringing a notebook. Just that one change gave her a sense of control she hadn't felt in years of attending appointments. Let's look at how you can prepare with ease and intention. Before you even book the appointment, there are a few important things to consider. And these can make all the difference when it comes to reducing overwhelm later. Start by taking a quiet moment. If you can, sit down with a cup of tea or take a quick walk to clear your mind and think, what's the real reason for this appointment? What outcome are you hoping for? Maybe you want a new diagnosis explored, a medication reviewed, or just clarity on ongoing symptoms. Writing this down, literally one sentence, can ground your entire visit. Now, here's something that often's overlooked, but so valuable. Jot down what's changed since your last appointment. This might include new symptoms, changes in sleep, eating habits, energy levels, or how your loved one is responding to medication or therapies. Don't wait to remember this in the room. Capture it ahead of time while it's fresh. And if you're navigating multiple appointments or specialists, take a moment to reflect on the bigger picture. Are you seeing patterns across the specialists? Is there something being missed or repeated? Connect those dots beforehand can help you raise the right questions when you're in the room. Here's a tip from a fellow caregiver. One mum shared that she always keeps a small notebook in her kitchen drawer. Whenever she notices something concerning or new about her child's health, she scribbles it down, even if it's just one word. When it's time to prepare for the next appointment, that notepad becomes her cheat sheet. And here's a mindset shift that helped me immensely. This appointment is part of a bigger story, but it's okay if you don't get all of the answers today. Your job isn't to fix everything in 10 to 20 minutes. Your job is to show up with curiosity, questions, and care. That's enough. That's powerful. Let me share a moment from my own journey. that shaped everything I do as a caregiver. When my first son was really sick, everything felt like it was spiraling. He was in pain 24 hours a day, barely sleeping, and no one could give us clear answers. We were desperate for help. So when we finally got referred to a highly regarded specialist, I thought, this is it. I thought we'd finally get clarity. But nothing could have prepared me for what that day would bring. From the moment we walked in, I was ushered from reception to a nurse, then to one doctor, then to another junior doctor, and finally to the consultant. Each person had a completely different style of communication, a different tone, and different questions that they were asking. I didn't know who was leading the conversation or who to trust. I was already running on fumes from weeks of sleep deprivation, holding on to a mental list of everything we'd been through, including photos, videos, symptoms, reactions, and what dates these occurred on. I thought I had prepared, but I was not ready for the kind of pace, for the emotional toll, or for how hard it would be to repeat myself over and over again. By the end of the 3-hour process, I felt completely handled, like a case file instead of a mum who had been living every painful moment of her child's illness. I felt dismissed, undervalued, and more confused than when I arrived. Worst of all, my son didn't get the care he truly needed on that day. And that was the moment everything changed for me. I promised myself never again. I would never walk into another appointment without being prepared to advocate with confidence and clarity. From one carer to another, these next few recommendations aren't just tips, they are hard-earned tools from 14 years of navigating the healthcare system with my children. My hope is that they help you feel seen, empowered, and ready, because your voice does matter and preparation is truly powerful. How to advocate with confidence even when it's hard. Being a caregiver in a medical setting can feel like walking into a boardroom where everyone speaks a language you don't understand, but you're still expected to lead the conversation. The truth is, you are not just the parent or just the caregiver. You are the expert on your loved one's daily reality, and your voice deserves to be heard. However, when the environment is overwhelming, especially when you're shuffled between professionals or hit with rapid fire questions, it can be hard to know how and when to speak up. Let's talk about tools that can help you advocate clearly, calmly, and confidently, no matter the setting. Advocacy tools that make a difference. Use a grounding script. Walking into an appointment prepared with 1 or 2 clear sentences can shift everything. Hi, I've prepared a few key concerns I want to make sure we cover today. Or, if you're in a high stress moment, before we begin, I want to let you know that I've had a hard time getting answers. I may need to pause if I feel overwhelmed. When the room gets chaotic, if you're seeing multiple professionals in one visit, like I did during my son's appointment, I want you to try this. Could one of you be the lead communicator today so I can make sure I'm following the plan correctly? Or even, I'm hearing a few different things. Can someone please help me clarify the key takeaways before I leave? Use a visual reminder. Create your top 3 questions, a card or a small folded sheet in your pocket. In moments of stress, this becomes your lifeline. Things like, what are the treatment options? What are the next steps? What symptoms should prompt an urgent call? Even if you don't cover everything, you've prioritized what matters most. I want you to follow up in writing. If things were unclear, it's okay to send a follow-up email. Thank you for today's appointment. I want to confirm I understood the plan correctly, and insert your summary. Please let me know if I've missed anything. This not only gives you clarity, it also creates a paper trail of your care conversations. Now let's look at mindset shifts for the moments that feel impossible. So your thought comes from, I don't want to be a bother, to my insight is essential for proper care. I want you to go from they know more than I do to they know medicine. I know my loved one. It's not about confrontation, it's about collaboration. And that collaboration only works when both sides are heard. Here's an affirmation for you today. I deserve to be heard. I am not invisible in this process. I bring lived wisdom to the care team, and that wisdom matters. Now it's time to put this into action, because preparing for appointments isn't just about logistics. It's about stepping into your power as a caregiver and showing up with confidence. This week, I challenge you to try one thing that will help you feel more prepared for your next visit, big or small. Here are some options to consider. Choose your top 3 questions and write them down ahead of time. Practice saying one clear sentence about why you've come, like a mini script. We're here today because I've noticed changes in appetite, and we're hoping to understand what might be causing it. Try saying it aloud at home. Practicing doesn't make you robotic, it makes you ready. Organize your appointment bag or binder with essential documents, medications, and a notepad and pen. Now imagine this, you walk into the clinic, you sit down, and instead of scrambling through your thoughts, you open your notes, take a breath, and begin with confidence. The provider sees that you're engaged and informed, and that energy shifts the entire tone of the visit. Here's a bonus tip. Create a go-to question list you reuse every time. Like, what changed since the last visit? Are there other treatment options we should explore? What are the next steps after today? Your final affirmation. I am calm, clear, and capable. I show up with purpose, and I ask with confidence. You are not just surviving these appointments, you are shaping them. You are not at the mercy of rushed rooms or busy professionals. You are part of the care team, and your preparation is advocacy in action. You've got this. Your appointment confidence challenge. This week, I challenge you to prepare differently. Choose one of the following. Write down your top 3 questions before your next appointment. Create or update your care binder or folder. Practice a sentence you'll use to speak up during the next visit. Share how it goes. Message me or drop a comment. I love hearing your big or small wins. Remember, I am a capable and confident advocate. My preparation creates better outcomes. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Radiant Moments. I hope you're walking away feeling more confident and equipped for your next doctor's appointment. Don't forget to check the show notes for all the links to the amazing resources and community on offer at J&B Inspired. Next time on Radiant Moments, we're diving into the world of technology and telehealth. And these tools can save you time, reduce overwhelm, and help you feel more connected as a caregiver. Until next time, stay radiant, stay empowered, and keep shining your light bright.